Learning finally released their PlayStation 2 kart racing game, Super Bombad Racing. It features essentially all the characters from Star Wars Episode 1, such as Darth Maul, Jar Jar Binks, Anakin Skywalker, and Obi-Wan, characters like that. The game has huge levels, and it's essentially, the karts in the game are essentially ships or hovercrafts. The first thing you'll notice when you get into the game is that the controls are very loose. They take a little while to get used to. The characters take wide turns around corners and things. Shortcuts actually play a major role in this game than it does in a lot of other kart racing games, where like you actually have to use a lot of the shortcuts to win the race. They're not just peripheral, just side things where you just go find power-ups or whatever. You actually have to find the shortcuts, and you have to beat people to the shortcuts to be able to win the race. And as far as power-ups go, I think there's about 25 power-ups in the game, a little bit more than that, over 25. They include such things as lasers, landmines, homing missiles, and a lot of different things. The weird thing about this game is that in the single-player race, you really don't have to use the power-ups to win the races. You can pick up a power-up and go after the other character, but just by driving fast and driving the course well and finding the shortcuts, you can finish the one-player game and come in first in every race. Where power-ups do come in use is in the arena mode, where it's essentially a battle mode. The arenas are pretty large, but you get in there, you pick up power-ups, and you just go head-to-head against 3 other players. That's actually pretty cool, except for the fact that those battle arenas are very big, so it's easy to hide out while the other players beat each other up and just come out and take the victory. There are essentially 9 tracks in the game and 6 multiplayer arenas, and in some of the tracks there are peripheral enemies like the Sand People and the Trade Federation, and they just stand on the side and shoot at you. As far as the graphics go, the game looks pretty nice. The characters are all obviously kart racing in the genre. They're obviously big-headed, cartoon-style characters, but they're very detailed. And like for instance, Darth Maul in some of the races will have certain taunts. He'll talk under his breath and say things like and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. The draw distance in some of the levels isn't very good because they use fogging to hide that sometimes, but in some of the other levels you can see all the way to the horizon, so it's kind of a hit and miss in that respect. As far as the textures go, they're kind of flat, but I mean it's overall it has a very colorful look to it, and because it is a kart racing game that's geared toward a younger audience, it has a nice look that audience will like. As far as the sound goes, they use a lot of music from the Star Wars universe. There's the Star Wars main theme, which is kind of weird in this game because they actually use a samba remix of that theme. So it sounds pretty cool it matches the tone of the game, but I personally didn't like what they did with the classic Star Wars theme. The game overall, I think it's a fun racer. It's very fast. You can get into it and play it easily. The control scheme is very easy, and the one-player races do get competitive. You'll have to battle it out with. I mean, the power-ups obviously don't come into play as much, but you still have to battle it out, find the shortcuts, and just fly to the finish line to win the races. And it looks very nice, and like I said, it's from Lucas Learning, so it's geared towards a younger audience, and the colorful graphics and the big-headed characters and the funny taunts and like the laser weapons and power-ups, they all sort of cater to that audience. But it's a fun little game, and I think they did a very good job at a genre where lately there's been a lot of kart racing games using licensed characters, and this is actually one of the good ones.